pass. Should be the keeper. Yellow card. Out. So the stake. Here's Dad with the way.
Kylian Mbappé just played his 100th game for France, and he did it in a match that the sky literally tried to cancel. This is the story of a night in Philadelphia that no one who was there will ever forget. A World Cup game stopped by nature, restarted by sheer stubbornness, and ultimately owned by the most electric footballer on the planet right now. France versus Iraq, Lincoln Financial Field, Philadelphia. June 22nd, 2026. On paper, this should have been a routine win for Les Bleus, the 2018 World Cup champions, co-favorites to lift the trophy this summer, against an Iraq side playing just their second ever World Cup. But the weather in Philadelphia had other plans. Let's set the scene. It's a warm Monday evening. France come in off the back of a 3-1 win over Senegal. Iraq had lost 4-1 to Norway in their opener. On every metric, this looked like France's formality. And then at the 14th minute, Kylian Mbappé, left foot, edge of the box. Iraq goalkeeper Ahmed Bassil making his first start of the tournament after his captain let in 4 goals in Game 1. He gets a hand to it, and it doesn't matter. 1-2 France. Mbappé goal number 3 of the tournament. And this is his supposed weaker foot, by the way. Just let that sit. But then, around the 37th minute, the sky starts to crack open. Not drizzle, not light rain. Philadelphia unleashes a full thunderstorm on 69,000 people inside Lincoln Financial Field. Players are soaked, the pitch is waterlogged, fans are wrapping themselves in emergency ponchos. The stadium scoreboard flashes a warning: evacuate your seating areas immediately. This same stadium, by the way, delayed an NFL Eagles game by 65 minutes last season for lightning. Philadelphia does not play around with storms. And then halftime hits. France go into the dressing room, leading 1-0. FIFA makes the announcement: match suspended, minimum 30-minute delay. Here's the rule, and it is brutal in its simplicity. If lightning is detected within 8 miles of an outdoor stadium, the game stops for 30 minutes. And every single time lightning strikes within that radius during those 30 minutes, the clock resets from 0 every single time. So France's Didier Deschamps is sitting in that dressing room with his players, waiting. Iraq's Graham Arnold is watching footage from the first half, pointing out where France hurt them. The ground crew are out on the pitch with squeegees, actual squeegees, dragging water off what the ESPN report calls swampy Kentucky bluegrass. Thousands of fans are huddled in the concourses. The concession lines at this point are probably the longest they've been all tournament. Outside, it is absolutely pouring. 1 hour passes, no restart. The announcement comes: the game will resume when deemed safe. Another 40 minutes, still nothing. 2 hours and 11 minutes. That is the total wait, counting the halftime break. 2 hours and 11 minutes. This becomes officially the first World Cup match delayed by weather in at least several decades. FIFA, an organization historically famous for playing through thunderstorms, lightning, and everything short of an actual earthquake, actually stopped a match in 2026 at the World Cup. That alone is extraordinary. Finally, after about an hour and 40 minutes, they announced the threat has passed. Teams return to the field for warm-up. It's still raining. Fans who had stayed and thousands had left finally filter back to their seats, and then the second half begins. And Kylian Mbappé picks up exactly where he left off. 54th minute, Iraq defender Zaid Tahseen makes a terrible back pass to the goalkeeper. Ousmane Dembélé, Ballon d'Or winner by the way, gets there first, cuts it across, and Mbappé taps in. Right foot this time, 2-0. His 4th goal of the tournament. And then listen to the number that follows: 16. 16 career World Cup goals. That puts him level with Miroslav Klose of Germany, a man who played in 4 World Cups across 16 years. Mbappé has done it in 3, and he just turned 27. Dembele then adds the third himself for his first ever World Cup goal, and France cruised to a 3-0 win. Qualification to the knockout rounds confirmed. Now let's talk about that number, 16, because this is where it gets genuinely historic. Earlier the same day, Lionel Messi scored twice for Argentina against Austria. That takes Messi to 18 career World Cup goals, the all-time record. Messi stands alone at the top, and chasing him, 11 years his junior, is Kylian Mbappé with 16. Mbappé has now passed Brazil's Ronaldo Nazario. He's level with the legendary Klose. He is 2 behind Messi, 2 goals, and this World Cup isn't even at the knockout rounds yet. When Deschamps was asked about it after the match, he said it perfectly. Records are made to be broken. He has reached 100 caps, goals he will keep scoring many. Then, Messi, Ronaldo. I'm not sure Kylian will play until the same age, but he will always score a lot of goals while he is on the pitch. That is his own manager telling you, calmly, confidently, that Mbappe will probably break the all-time World Cup goals record. That is not hype. That is an informed assessment from the man who picks his team every single week. And Mbappe himself, when asked about the Messi chase, shut it down with the kind of composure you'd expect from someone who has lived at the very top of world football for nearly a decade. There is no saga, he said. Leo has also scored. He scores and he will always score. That is a 27-year-old man in his 100th cap after scoring twice in a match that was interrupted by a biblical thunderstorm, speaking about the greatest player of all time with respect and clarity. That is not a rivalry. That is succession planning. Let's also give credit where it's due. Iraq. They are only the second time at a World Cup in their history. Their first was 1986. 40 years later, they're back, and they are not here just to participate. Striker Ayman Hussein, who scored his 34th international goal in their opener, was forced off with injury in the 26th minute of this match. That is a blow that could derail an entire campaign. But Iraq showed up, they competed, they are a story worth watching. But this night belonged to one man and to one city that made sure nobody in the stadium would ever forget June 22nd, 2026. Philadelphia, the city that gave us the Liberty Bell, the Rocky Steps, and now this, a 2-hour thunderstorm delay in the middle of a World Cup match that Kylian Mbappé refused to let be anything other than historic. 100 caps, 16 World Cup goals, a storm that couldn't stop him. And a record, 2 goals away, that has Lionel Messi's name on it for now. France could be back in Philadelphia on July 4th to face Germany. If they are, and if Mbappe keeps scoring at this rate, that match will be one of the most anticipated of the entire tournament. And you will want to have an umbrella ready, just in case Philadelphia decides to put on another show.